capsule presentation. From tomorrow to the 25th, Busan City will hold the second Children Are Happiness campaign at the Sky Theater and Outdoor Plaza of the Busan Cinema Center to raise awareness about the country's low birth rate. Under the theme All of Busan Cherishes You and a city where it's good to raise children, the event features an opening ceremony, expert lectures, performances, and hands-on activities. Parenting expert Dr. Oh Eun-young and brain scientist Dr. No Gyu-sik will give special talks. Children can enjoy sing-along shows, balloon and bubble performances, art zones, and VR experiences. Details and registration are available at the official website. In international news, President Donald Trump said yesterday that he canceled his planned meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin to discuss ending the Ukraine war, saying it didn't feel appropriate. Speaking at the White House with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Trump added the two may meet in the future. He also confirmed plans for a lengthy summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping during the APEC summit in Gyeongju, noting discussions would cover rare earth exports, U.S. soybean trade, and nuclear arms. Trump emphasized tariffs' power over rare earths and expressed optimism about reaching new agreements with China and other partners. And now for today's weather. Current temperatures are 18 degrees Celsius. It's cloudy for most of the day with brief showers possible. That wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
Coming up next is Busan Worldwide with Stephanie Yoon. BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
Good morning and welcome to Busan Worldwide. What's most important to you when you choose a travel destination? It's exciting to think about traveling, right? Well, in recent years, travel trends have shifted toward localism and meaningful local experiences. 요즘 여행 트렌드는 로컬리즘과 의미 있는 지역 체험인데요. More travelers are seeking longer stays that allow them to experience the everyday life and culture of local communities rather than just visiting famous attractions. In response, cities around the world are competing to establish their own tourism identities and sustainable growth models. For example, Kigali in Rwanda and Rome in Italy have both showcased their sustainable tourism policies and investment strategies through global summits. And in just a few days, these events helped redefine each city's identity and set a new course for their tourism industries for decades to come. Well, this is Busan Worldwide, and I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon.
This is Busan Worldwide. Your window into Busan. Your bridge to the world.
That's right. You're listening to Busan Worldwide live this Thursday morning, October 23rd on BEFM 부산 영어 방송, 90.5 FM in Busan and 103.3 FM in Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. Now, Busan stands at an important turning point. In 2025, the number of foreign visitors to Busan surpassed 1 million by April, the fastest pace ever recorded, and by July, that number had exceeded 2 million. That's a 23% increase compared to the same period in 2024. So, Busan is now recognized not only as a travel destination, but as a city with potential to become a global tourism hub. 네, 부산은 이제 단순한 여행지를 넘어서 세계적인 관광 허브로 주목받고 있습니다. And with that, Busan is hosting the first global city tourism summit here in the city. Tourism policies and high-level officials from around the world have gathered here to discuss the future of the tourism industry under the theme Local Tourism and Cultural Advancement. So in today's segment, the interview will speak with the director of the Tourism Policy Division for Busan Metropolitan City to take a closer look at the Global City Tourism Summit, Busan's strategies and vision for becoming a global tourism hub, and the changes this event might bring to our city. Well, before we jump into that, let's talk about today's text topic question for you listeners. If you could describe Busan's charm for maybe foreign visitors in just one English word, what would it be? Again, if you could describe Busan's charm for foreign visitors in just one English word, what would it be? 네, 오늘의 문자 주제입니다. 외국인들에게 부산의 매력을 영어 한 단어로 표현한다면 어떤 단어가 떠오르시나요? I was thinking about this. It's hard to choose just one word, right, to describe this whole city. I was thinking maybe hidden treasure, but then that's not one word. So I was thinking life-changing. That's not really one word either. So I would say maybe blessing. For me personally, have been just a lot of blessings in family, in just business, in life, relationships, whatnot. And a lot of just hidden blessings when you go to around the Busan, right, around the city. There's a lot of places that you can just feel that blessing as well. So I would say blessing. Listeners, tell us what it would be, just one English word to describe the city of Busan, and tell me why as well. You can send those messages to pound 9050 for 101 or for free through Kakao Talk or the YouTube live chat. We have messages coming in like Taeyong님 messaging in saying unpredictability. I can't say that word right. Unpredictability. Am I saying it right? But yes, so not being able to predict what's coming for you, right? Thank you for that word. We also have TV Jeremy messaging in saying 여유요. Oh, 여유. Maybe 여유 in an English word. How can we say that, Chang PD? Like, 여유 in your heart could be like peace, right? It's a hard word to say. 여유 in English. Maybe just like space for... This is hard. Let me think about that, TV Journey. That's a great question. I don't want to say just peace or rest or free time, but it's more than that, right? It can be about your life or it can be about your heart. It can be your mindset. So let me think about it and get back to you. Thank you for that question. We also have Jenny in Hong Kong 님 saying hello, good morning, as well as Sejin Kim 님 saying good morning. Good morning to you as well. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday morning so far. With that, let's jump into the interview. And now it's time for the interview. There's a saying that a city itself becomes its own content. Today's travelers want more than just sightseeing. They want to feel a city's rhythm, experience local life, and connect with its culture. In this changing landscape, local tourism has become a key trend. Cities must balance preserving cultural identity with maximizing tourism's economic value. And Busan is at the center of this opportunity. city. With growing foreign visitors, strong tourism infrastructure, and a unique marine culture, the city is poised to become a global tourism hub. Now, next week's first global city tourism hub in Busan will be a turning point, shaping the city's role in global tourism policy and innovation. So today we sit down with Mr. Kim Dong-hoon, Director of Tourism Policy for the city of Busan, to discuss Busan's strategies, the summit, and how citizens can join this exciting journey. 네, 도시 자체가 콘텐츠가 되는 시대입니다. 오늘도 인터뷰에선 김동훈 부산광역시 관광정책과장과 함께 부산이 글로벌 관광허브로 성장하기 위한 전략과 다음 주에 열리는 제1회 글로벌도시관광서밋의 핵심 내용을 자세히 들어보겠습니다. Hello and welcome.
Hello, everyone tuning into Busan Worldwide. I'm Kim Dong-hoon, a director of Tourism Policy Division for Busan Metropolitan City. I'm very delighted to be here today again, and I'm excited to talk about the first Global City Tourism Summit hosted by Busan. I hope you will all take an interest in it.
Absolutely. I think it's wonderful. It's exciting to have someone so deeply involved in shaping Busan's tourism strategy here with us today. And as you mentioned, this is not his first time, so it's a pleasure to have you back in the studio today. Now, first, could you explain what the first Global City Tourism Summit, taking place from October 27th to 29th, is all about?
The first Global City Tourism Summit is an international tourism policy conference hosted by Busan. Our aim is to lead global tourism trend and share ideas about the future of local tourism in the post-pandemic era. We hope the summit will become a major platform where cities from around the world come together to shape tourism policies, create new business opportunities, and build strong global networks. Through this event, we hope to foster real cooperation between cities and strengthen Busan's role in global tourism diplomacy. The discussions will also help us discover new policy ideas to build more future-oriented tourism cities. The response so far has been outstanding. Over 400 participants have already confirmed, including city mayors from 20 cities in 14 countries, senior government officials, and experts from international organizations.
Oh, wow. So 22 cities already, and hosting city leaders from around the world and also fostering real cooperation is an impressive way to put Busan on the global stage. Well, a preliminary briefing was already held in Seoul on the 17th. So what discussions took place to strengthen tourism cooperation and diplomacy among international cities, and how do you evaluate the results?
We held a successful preliminary briefing at the Four Seasons Hotel in Seoul on June 17th, targeting foreign embassies and tourism organizations in Korea. Over 50 attendees joined us, including representatives from 19 embassies and 5 foreign tourism boards. We shared the background and main goals of the summit and explored ways to build stronger tourism and diplomatic ties between cities. One of the key outcomes was our proposal to host a special session for invited embassies. This idea received very positive feedback, as it's seen as a great opportunity to encourage mutual tourism exchange.
Oh, that's great to hear that even the preliminary briefing sparked meaningful discussions, and special sessions for embassies sound like an excellent way to strengthen international ties. Now, the main theme of the summit is local tourism and cultural advancement, innovation, and cooperation. So what was the decisive reason for choosing this theme, and how will it be developed throughout the summit?
Yeah, Busan chose this theme strategically because it reflects a global trend of localism-based tourism. The summit will focus on 2 main sessions. Session 1 is about innovation, and Session 2 is about connection. Policymakers will talk about digital transformation and models for coexisting with local communities. By highlighting both innovation and cooperation, our final goal is to present a blueprint for a sustainable tourism in the future.
I see. I think it's a very insightful theme. And I do love that global trend of localism-based tourism and combining innovation and cooperation, as you mentioned. Really seems like the right approach to building sustainable tourism for the future. Well then, what are the key topics to be discussed in the joint session with the UN Tourism Organization, and how do you expect this collaboration to help advance Busan's tourism policies?
In our joint session with the UN Tourism Organization, we will discuss urban development and innovation by connecting local tourism and culture. This is a chance to view tourism not just as a business, but as a key pillar of urban regeneration and cultural development. We will also explore new ways for cities to manage tourism while engaging with local communities. We believe this collaboration will help Busan lay the necessary policy foundation to become a sustainable, resident-focused global tourism leader.
I see, and that's very impressive, connecting tourism to urban development and culture, highlighting how tourism can drive broader societal benefits indeed. Well, listeners, if you're just tuning in, we are in the middle of the interview with Mr. Kim Dong-hoon here in the studio. He's the Director of Tourism Policy for the city of Busan. Well, you mentioned that Busan is emerging as a global tourism hub that integrates the sea, culture, and industry. So how do you expect the summit to play a decisive role in positioning Busan as a true global tourism hub?
The summit will serve as a hub for establishing a practical tourism policy diplomacy platform centered in Busan. At the core of the summit, the Mayors Roundtable will gather cities leaders from around the world to engage in tourism diplomacy and issue a declaration of initiative. This declaration is more than a discussion. It will act as a practical roadmap to turn innovative ideas into real tourism strategies and promote collaborative projects between cities.
I see. So turning discussions into a practical roadmap and also collaborative projects. I think it's a very smart way to ensure real impact from the summit. And having global leaders gather here in our city of Busan will surely boost the city's brand image. So how do you plan to enhance Busan's global city brand through the summit?
We plan to give the 400 high-level international participants a chance to personally experience Busan as Asia's most attractive city, so they can share this positive image back in their home countries. At the same time, we will maximize connections to the local economy through side events such as the business meetup and the tourism roadshow. By building ongoing cooperation with these participants, we aim to take a leading role in global tourism governance and strengthen Busan's brand as a top global city.
I see. And I love this approach, letting participants experience Busan firsthand and linking it into economic opportunities. I think it's a great strategy for building the city's global reputation. Well, during a recent briefing for the diplomatic corps in Korea, B2B, so business to business, and B2C tourism cooperation programs between cities were discussed. So how will these programs help Busan's tourism companies enter and grow into overseas markets?
The business meetup at the summit will bring together global OTAs, venture capitalists, and tourism enterprises, providing innovative small and medium-sized companies the chance to meet new buyers and explore opportunities for overseas expansion and contract. The tourism roadshow will offer direct opportunities to promote and sell Busan's tourism content and products, helping our companies reach more markets. The joint declaration will include an action plan based on 4 key principles. The first, implementing global tourism policy. And second, combining innovation and technology. Third, promoting cooperation networks. And fourth is pursuing sustainable tourism. This declaration will also act as a strong policy foundation, helping Busan companies take part in future collaborative projects with cities abroad.
Very promising. Offering concrete opportunities for local companies to expand internationally could really accelerate Busan's tourism industry even further. Now, there are many international tourism conferences worldwide. So, in your view, what makes this, the Global City Tourism Summit, maybe uniquely attractive or distinctive to Busan?
In my view, it is implemented beyond just discussed.
Oh.
International conferences led by organizations like UN Tourism typically focus on debating of national level macro policies or academic issues. But in contrast, Global City Tourism Summit works with TPO to directly invite the city mayors and discuss the real challenges their cities face. This is what makes us unique. A city-focused policy platform where cities invite cities to share the most practical real-world solution.
I
that's
see.
It. Yeah.
So definitely we're going to see results, I hope, coming from the summit and focusing on city to city, as you mentioned, policy solutions rather than just broad national discussions makes this summit very practical and impactful as well. Well, how is the cooperative framework among the co-hosting organizations? So there's TPO, Busan Tourism Organization, and Global City Foundation. So how is it structured and what strategies are in place to strengthen synergy among them?
Busan leads the invitation framework targeting central government ministry and sister friendly cities. The TPO, where Busan serves as chair city, has turned its 144 member cities network into practical cooperative relationships. Together with the Busan Tourism Organization and the Busan Global City Foundation, we host linked events such as the Busan Food Forum, Tourism Roadshow, and Busan Global City Week to maximize the summit synergy. Additionally, the first World Culture Festival hosted by 해운대구 is connected to the summit, giving citizens the chance to participate and experience diverse global cities.
I see. Very strategic. So connecting multiple organizations and events while also involving citizens, making sure the summit has both strategic depth but also local relevance as well.
Yeah.
Now, listeners, if you're just tuning in, we are speaking with Mr. Kim Dong-hoon, Director of Tourism Policy for the city of Busan here in the studio. Now, although the summit is an international event, are there ways for our Busan citizens to participate as well?
The summit goes beyond international discussions by connecting with the local community. Citizens and young people can join events like the Global Tourism Roadshow, the Youth Tourism Connect Talk Show, and the Global City Tourism Content Contest. One of the strongest aspects of successful tourism diplomacy is having citizens actively participate, share their local culture with visitors, and show a welcoming and inclusive image of Busan.
I love this, involving citizens and youth from Busan. I think it'll definitely make Busan's image as a welcoming and culturally vibrant city. And what is the long-term roadmap for branding this summit as one of Busan's representative international events?
Our long-term roadmap for this summit as one of Busan's representative international events is to make it a regular yearly event and to achieve real practical results in tourism diplomacy. It won't just be a one-time event. We want it to become a yearly international conference where major cities meet in Busan to discuss and collaborate on tourism policies. We will also use the joint declaration as a practical roadmap for future joint tourism projects moving beyond just a simple agreement and ultimately bring the summit as a central platform for global tourism policy.
Yes, very strategic. Making the summit a yearly event, as you mentioned, with actionable outcomes will position Busan, our city, as a key player in global tourism policy.
It's a very big dream. Yeah,
absolutely. But I think we can do it. Well, after the summit, what do you see as a new direction and future of Busan's tourism industry?
Busan is trying to find a direction for digital tourism and sustainability. During the summit, we will bring in global policy trends, ideas for digital transformation and sustainable tourism models into Busan's own policies and share them internationally. Using the global networks and promotional effects built through the summit, we aim to accelerate our goal of 3 million foreign visitors. Ultimately, the summit will be a turning point, helping to firmly establish Busan as a true global tourism hub, connecting major cities across Asia, Europe, and Africa.
I see. So focusing on digital tourism, sustainability, and international networks definitely will help establish Busan as a leading global tourism hub. Well, before we wrap up, can you share maybe last words for our listeners tuning in right now?
The first Global City Tourism Summit is an important step for Busan as we shape the future with cities around the world. During the summit, Busan will become a stage for global tourism diplomacy and attract worldwide attention. I encourage our citizens to join events like the Global Tourism Roadshow in Hyundai. Come and feel the excitement of the summit and show the world Busan's kind and welcoming spirit. Our citizens are truly the city's greatest charm. Yeah, thank you.
I absolutely agree. I think without our citizens here in Busan, we're nothing, right? It's the main charm. And before I let you go, I do want to ask our text topic of the day. So if you could describe Busan's charm for foreign visitors in just one English word, what would it be?
If I had to describe Busan's charm in one English word, I would choose harmony.
Oh, harmony.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Busan is a city with a special charm you rarely find elsewhere, where the sea and mountains and traditional culture and modern industry and diverse, delicious food all come together in harmony.
I absolutely agree. Harmony, what a perfect choice. Sounds like grandma, 할머니, but it's harmony, yes.
Harmony, yeah.
Beautifully captures Busan's unique blend of nature, culture, food, modern life, indeed. Well, that's going to do it for today's The Interview with Mr. Kim Dong-hoon, Director of Tourism Policy for the City of Busan. 네, 오늘 더 인터뷰에선 김동훈 부산광역시 관광정책과장과 함께 이야기 나눠봤는데요. 과장님 오늘 함께 해주셔서 고맙습니다.
감사합니다.
All right, with that, let's take a quick song break. This is 이무진 with 잠깐 시간 될까?
잠깐 시간 될까 만날 수 있을까 별일은 아니고 그냥 보고 싶어 그래 묻지 말고 대답해 줄래 그럼 나게 네 설레 장난치지 말고 내게 답해 줄래 어떻게 생각해 만나서 반가워 아마 첫인사부터 이런 맘이었었는지도 몰라 나 이제 내게 다가서려 해 거리를 좁혀보려 해 나 망설이지 않기를 우리가 만약 시작한다면 그 누구보다 예쁘디 예쁠 거라 생각해 혹시 넌 어때 할 얘기가 많은데 마침 너희 집 근처야 혹시나 괜찮다면 잠깐 시간 될까 만날 수 있을까 별일은 아니고 그냥 보고 싶어 그래 묻지 말고 대답해 줄래 그럼 나게 네 설레 장난치지 말고 내게 답해 줄래 혹시 근데 말야 내 고백 말이야 답 안 해줬잖아 너는 나 어떤 것 같아 부담 안 가져도 돼 진짜야 나는 갈게 이런 마음을 보내다 보면 너에게 닿겠지만 혹시 그렇게 되진 못하더라도 이 순간만큼은 설렜던 기억으로 남기를 이대로 너와 내 시간이 멈춰버렸음에 아직 우린 아무 사이도 아닌데 난 괜히 그래 할 얘기가 많은데 마침 너희 집 근처야 혹시 나와 괜찮다면 잠깐 시간 될까 만날 수 있을까 별일은 아니고 그냥 보고 싶어 그래 잊지 말고 대답해 줄래 그럼 나게 네 설레 장난치지 말고 내게 답해 줄래 내가 그리 갈게 잠깐 시간 될까 그 한마디보다 사실 지금 당장 널 보러 가고 싶은데 이게 마음처럼 안 돼 그냥 보고 싶어 나 너 좋아해 말로 다 못할 정도야 널 좋아해 널 보고 싶단 말 날 안아달란 말 너에게 했던 모든 말 전부 다 진심이야 단 한순간도 가볍거나 쉽게 생각했던 적 없어 이젠 너도 답해줄래 내가 그리 갈게
And that was 이무진 with 잠깐 시간 될까? Listeners, thank you so much for tuning into Busan Worldwide. I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday morning. Can you believe it's already Thursday? Time flies. Now, we have a lot of messages coming in about our guest. We have a lot of fans in the studio or in the chat. I love that. Thank you so much for messaging in. And today's listener question was, if you could describe Busan's charm for foreign visitors in just one English word, what would it be? 네, 오늘의 문자 주제입니다. 외국인들에게 부산의 매력을 영어 한 단어로 표현한다면 어떤 단어가 떠오르시나요? We have a lot of messages. So 창욱리님 messaging in dynamic, Jinli님 saying joy, and we have Jenny in Hong Kong님 saying windy city Busan, tourism, technology, sustainable tourism. Yes, all of that indeed. 사랑대우님 saying hello, happy Thursday, and he would say dynamic. Yes, a lot of dynamics. 세진 Kim님 saying vibrant. I do like that word, vibrant. We also have Jenny in Hong Kong님 saying marine and culture. Benny님 saying dazzling. A lot of great ideas. So now let's go back to that word 여유, right? And we have 세진 Kim님 saying 정말 여유는 영어로 정말 어렵네요. 자연의 생각하면 tranquility 정도 아니면 마음의 여유로는 ease, calmness. 정말 어려운데요? 라고 하셨어요. I was thinking about this during the song break and I have some ideas. So 여유, I want to talk about this. 여유, there's a mental, right? Mental space or mental emotional, people say like, 여유 있는 사람, right? You look like you have 여유. I would say that's kind of like you're calm, you're composed, you're relaxed. I like that. Another one I would say is like 여유 as in free time. Like I have 여유 to meet with you. 여유 있어요. 아니면 여유가 없어요. I would say yes, I have time to rest or do something leisurely. So I have some free time. But there's also like 마음의 여유, right? So there's so many different meanings. I would say like mental space or like room to breathe. Like I have room to breathe. Like 마음의 여유가 있어요. So there's so many different things. But there's also So 여유 in money, 돈의 여유, right? Then I would also say like financially I'm comfortable, or I do have enough money or resources. So many different meanings. I wanted to convey that to our listeners, but I was kind of like put on the spot. So thank you for giving me time. But yes, that would be the definition of 여유. We have TVJ님 saying 여유를 대체하는 영어 단어가 이렇게 많다는 게 놀라운데요. Yes, that's the beauty of languages, right? There are words in English where we would have to explain in Korean with so many different words and meanings. So I like that. I guess that was a little bit of 스테파니와 함께하는 영어 공부 시간이었죠. With that, let's jump into our next segment, which is Busan Update. And now it's time for Busan Update. Haeundae District hosts first World Culture Festival on October 26th to 27th. 부산 해운대구는 26일, 27일 구남로에서 처음으로 해운대 세계문화축제를 엽니다. The festival offers residents and tourists a chance to experience diverse cultures, promote multicultural understanding, and enjoy global cultural exchanges in connection with Busan's Global City Tourism Summit, which we just talked about. It runs from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 26th and 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the 27th. Visitors can taste foods from countries such as Japan, India, Spain, Vietnam, France, China, and Thailand. There will also be zones for traditional games, a global singing contest, photo opportunities with traditional costumes, and performances by foreign and domestic music groups on the main stage. The event is designed to engage both locals and tourists in celebrating cultural diversity. Up next, celebrating its 5th anniversary, Busan Library will host a series of cultural programs throughout November under the theme Books, People, Busan, 5 Years of Stories, A Shared Tomorrow. 부산도서관은 11월 한 달 동안 부산도서관 개관 5주년 기념 행사를 개최하는데요. Events include author talks, lectures, music performances, and exhibitions. Visitors can meet authors like Park Shin-yang and a group of 4 diverse writers with opportunities for book giveaways and signings. On November 7th, co-author Seo Yu-hyun will give a lecture on Trend Korea 2026. The celebration also features concerts and exhibitions throughout the month. All events are free, and schedules and participation details are available on the Busan Library website. And that's it for today's Busan Update. And we're going to take a quick song break. This is 짝 by 015.
내가 보낸 문자에 답이 없네요. 무시당했군요. 내가 건 전화를 안 받네요. 버림받았어요. 자기 좋아해주는 사람 좋다고 하더니만 내 관심이 부담스럽다 속에 나도 짝이 있겠죠. 남들도 이렇게 힘드나요? 언젠가 만날 수 있을까요? 나도 참 괜찮은 사람인데 알아줄 여자가 없을까요? 언젠가는 만날 수 있겠지요. 나도 참 괜찮은 사람인데 알아줄 여자가 없을까요? 제발 날 골라줘요. 제발 날 골라줘요.
From the heart of Busan to the pulse of the world, global city, local voices. This is Busan Worldwide.
And now it's time for Correspondent Reports. Today we're going to turn to Indonesia for the latest updates. Our correspondent 이영미 is on the line. 네, 오늘은 인도네시아 소식 들어보겠습니다. 인도네시아 자카르타의 이영미 통신원, 안녕하십니까?
네, 안녕하세요.
네, 반갑습니다. With that, let's jump into our first topic of the day. First news item today is about the major economic stimulus package announced by the Indonesian government. Cash handouts directly related to the lives of citizens are at the core of this. So tell us the details. 네, 오늘 첫 번째 소식은요. 인도네시아 정부가 발표한 대규모 경기부양책인데요. 국민 생활과 직결되는 현금 지원이 핵심입니다. 자세한 내용 전해주시죠.
네, 인도네시아 정부는 경기 둔화와 사회 불안 속에서 총 30조 루피아, 하나로 약 2조 5천억 원대 규모의 현금 지급을 포함한 부양책을 발표했습니다. 지원 대상은 약 3,500만 가구이며 다음 주 초부터 연말까지 단계적으로 지급될 예정입니다. 또한 대학 졸업생을 위한 유급 인턴십 프로그램 참가 인원을 기존 2만 명에서 10만 명으로 확대하기로 했습니다.
그렇군요. So amid an economic slowdown and a social unrest, the Indonesian government has announced a stimulus package that includes cash payments totaling 30 trillion rupiah or approximately 2.5 trillion Korean won. The aid targets around 35 million households and is scheduled to be distributed in phases from early next week until the end of the year. Furthermore, the government has decided to expand the number of participants in the paid internship program for university graduates from 20,000 to 100,000. Now, that's a considerable scale for a policy. So what is the background behind the government's decision? 정책 규모가 상당한데요. 정부가 이런 결정을 내린 배경은 무엇인가요?
네, 핵심 배경은 경기 둔화와 민심 불안입니다. 최근 인도네시아는 경제 성장률이 둔화되는 가운데 8, 9월 전국적으로 확산된 시위와 사회적 긴장으로 불안이 커졌습니다. 정부는 이를 단순한 일시적 충격이 아닌 구조적 신호로 받아들이고 가계 구매력 회복과 청년 고용 확대를 통한 국민 신뢰 회복에 나선 것으로 보입니다.
그렇군요. So the core background is the economic slowdown and public anxiety. Recently, as Indonesia's economic growth rate has slowed, anxiety has grown due to nationwide protests and social tensions in August and September. So the government seems to view this not just as a temporary shock, but as a structural signal and is moving to restore public confidence through recovering household purchasing power and expanding youth employment. If so, what specific measures are included in this stimulus package? 그렇다면 이번 부양책에는 구체적으로 어떤 조치들이 포함되어 있나요?
네, 첫째 현금 직접 지원입니다. 약 3,500만 가구가 대상이며 정부는 사회경제 데이터베이스를 기반으로 저소득층을 우선 지원합니다. 둘째, 청년 일자리 확대입니다. 정부는 인턴십 인원을 기존 2만 명에서 10만 명으로 확대하고 이를 위해 약 1조 4천억 루피아를 추가 배정했습니다. 셋째, 소비 진작 대책입니다. 연말 휴가철 동안 국내선 이코노미 항공요금에 부과되는 11% 부가가치세 중 6%를 정부가 부담해 여행가 내수를 활성화할 계획입니다.
그렇군요. So first is direct cash assistance. Approximately 35 million households are targeted with the government prioritizing support for low-income families based on a socioeconomic database. Second is the expansion of youth employment. The government is increasing the number of internship participants from 20,000 to 100,000, allocating an additional 1.4 trillion rupiah for this. And third is a consumption boost measure. The government plans to cover 6% of the 11% value-added tax on domestic economy class airfares during the year-end holiday season to vitalize travel and domestic consumption. Well, can such measures truly lead to an economic recovery? 이런 조치가 실제 경제 회복으로 이어질 수 있을까요?
네, 단기적으로는 긍정적 효과가 기대됩니다. 가계의 소비 여력이 커지고 청년층 일자리가 늘면 내수에 활력이 붙을 것입니다. 다만 중장기적으로는 재정 부담이 우려됩니다. 앞서 지난달에도 약 16조 루피아 규모의 부양책이 시행된 만큼 추가 지출이 재정 건전성에 어떤 영향을 미칠지 주목됩니다.
그렇군요. So the government really, what they're focusing on is positive effects are expected in the short term, and domestic demand will be energized as household consumption capacity increases and youth job grows. So, however, fiscal burden is a concern in the medium to long term, and given that the stimulus package is about 16 trillion rupiah was already implemented last month, attention is really focused on how this additional expenditure will affect fiscal soundness. So ultimately, the balance between short-term stimulus and fiscal stability will be key. 결국 단기 부양과 이 재정 안정 사이의 균형이 관건이겠군요.
그렇습니다. 정부는 올해 경제 성장률 5.4% 달성을 목표로 하고 있지만 불평등과 민심 이반이 해소되지 않는 한 정책 신뢰 회복은 쉽지 않을 것이라는 전망도 나옵니다. 이번 현금 지원이 당장의 진통제로 그칠지 아니면 경제 체질 개선의 전환점이 될지는 향후 지표가 말해줄 것입니다.
I see. So the government aims to achieve an economic growth rate of 5.4% this year, but some predict that restoring policy confidence will be difficult unless inequality and public sentiment are addressed. The future indicators will tell us whether this cash assistance merely acts as a temporary painkiller or becomes a turning point for improving the economy's fundamental structure. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on this topic. With that, let's move on to our second topic of the day. We hear that a special event was held at University Indonesia UI to commemorate cultural exchange between Korea and Indonesia on Hangul Day. 두 번째 소식입니다. 한글날을 맞아서 인도네시아 대학교에서 한국과 인도네시아의 문화 교류를 기념하는 특별한 행사가 열렸다고요?
네, 10월 9일 인도네시아 자카르타에 위치한 우이 인문학부에서 한글날 기념 우리글 한글 서예작품 기증식이 진행됐습니다. 이번 행사는 제 인도네시아 한인회 주관으로 열렸으며 한국과 인도네시아의 문화 협력을 확대하기 위한 취지에서 마련됐습니다.
I see. So on October 9th, the Hangul Day commemoration donation ceremony for the calligraphy work, our script Hangul, took place at the Faculty of Humanities, University Indonesia in Jakarta, Indonesia. The event was hosted by the Korean Association in Indonesia and organized with the aim of expanding cultural cooperation between Korea and Indonesia. So what is the significance of the donated artwork? 기증된 작품은 어떤 의미를 갖고 있나요?
이번에 전달된 작품은 인도네시아에 거주하는 서예가 손인식 작가가 제작한 우리글 한글입니다. 한글의 과학적 구조와 예술적 아름다움을 서예로 표현한 대형 작품으로 우이 인문학부 구동 로비 벽면에 상설 전시됩니다. 이 작품은 한국과 인도네시아 양국의 우정과 협력을 상징하며 한국 문화 교육 현장에서 활용될 예정입니다.
그렇군요. 한글의 아름다움과 또 이 양국 우정을 담은 작품이라는 점이 정말 감동적인데요. So the artwork presented is the work presented is our script Hangul created by calligrapher Son In-sik, who resides in Indonesia actually. So it's a large-scale piece that expresses the scientific structure and artistic beauty of Hangul through calligraphy, and will be permanently displayed on the wall of the lobby of Building 9 of the university. And this work symbolizes the friendship and cooperation between the two nations. So then how was the event conducted? 행사는 어떻게 진행됐나요?
네, 행사에는 김종원 한인회장을 비롯해 손인식 작가, 주 인도네시아 대한민국 대사관 한국교육원 김균현 원장, 우이인문학부 부학장과 로스티느 한국학과 학과장과 재학생들이 참석했습니다. 김종원 한인회장은 이번 기증이 한글의 아름다움과 한국 문화의 가치를 널리 알리는 계기가 되길 바란다며 우리 학생들이 이 작품을 통해 한국의 언어와 문화를 더 가깝게 느끼고 양국 간의 우정이 한층 깊어지기를 기대한다고 말했습니다.
그렇군요. So a lot of attendees included Kim Jong-un, president of the Korean Association, artist and director of the Korean Education Center, and President Kim Jong-un expressed his hope that this donation will serve as an opportunity to widely promote the beauty of Hangul and value of Korean culture as well, and hopefully deepening the friendship between two countries as well. Well, that's going to do it for today's Correspondent Reports. Connecting with our reporter based in Jakarta, Indonesia. 네, 오늘 인도네시아 소식은 여기까지 듣겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 인도네시아 자카르타에서 통신원 이영미였습니다.
All right, and that's going to do it for Correspondent Reports, connecting with our reporter in Jakarta. A lot of messages coming in, like 사랑니 요정님 saying hello, hello, and 고수님 answering our text topic question for today. If you could describe Busan's charm in one English word, what would it be? He said, 저는 짱짱이요. That's not English, but if I were to say 짱짱, I would get, I guess 짱짱 is not the most modern slang in Korea, but back in the days in America, I used to say like, that's the bomb. That's too old, right? Or that rocks, 짱짱. Yes. Okay. Well, that's very similar, I guess. Like that's tight. Okay. We'll end there. Well, listeners, we'll be back tomorrow at 11:05 a.m. Final song for today is Jeff Burnett with Grooving. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Pretty young thing doing that dance, please just take my hand. I just happened to pass by you with a couple friends right by your table. Maybe you're willing and able to share a tune with me, cause I have seen other ladies all throughout the night with their mini skirts, 4-inch heels, talking to 10 guys. See, I ain't with that. I just want to maybe kick back, and lady, we can chill as we take 2 steps left and we take 2 steps right, and we can snap our fingers and just do it all night. And you can groove with me as I groove with you. We're just grooving together in the middle of the dance floor. Looking all fly in that dress, hands down, you're the freshest. Pretty young thing doing that dance. We just need to keep this going. Shots of Patron are kind of flowing throughout my body, and I'm feeling all good. Maybe we should sit down for a minute and catch our breath, have a conversation while we're at it, and sit back. Then I take your hand as we get back to what we do, and we take 2 steps left.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
무심코 버린